Yeah. Okay. Can. Recording already? Alamak. Let me give warning on you. Hello, everybody. I totally was very prepared. We are very professional housekeeping session right here. Okay, so why am I dressed up in a cosplay today? It's because the last time when we shoot in Japan, the video footage wasn't that good for housekeeping. So it was only made exclusive just for the Patreon. But I dressed up already. I want y'all to enjoy it. So for the people who are not patrons yet, you want to see what's upcoming and special exclusive for them. Maybe you can see what I have in mind. Let's go.
I really don't feel good. This place getting a
Is anyone here? What did you find?
You are listening to Supernatural Confessions. And we are back for another episode of Housekeeping. I know we have been missing for a couple of weeks. The first week was because I made a boo-boo and I recorded the entire show without my mic. So we had a lot of feedback. So we cannot use the entire episode. The second week, Blender was not feeling well again. And this time,
Outside second round, my ass so scared already.
I don't know what you've been doing, but it sounds like the asshole is kind of loose lah.
No, it's
It
not.
just can't hold anything back.
Because I kind of recovered already, right? Then after that you go Japan, you don't eat raw food, man. Cannot what? You go there must enjoy ma.
Yeah.
Then the moment I eat already, that's it. Episode relax.
I think the raw food is just an excuse lah. Who knows what you're in Japan for? What were you in Japan for anyway?
Nah, I go holiday lah.
Or not for photo shoot?
Always, it's my chosen destination. If can go anywhere, I go Japan. Go and restock on my makeup. Go and eat good food. The yen is so cheap there. The tax free is like woo.
This outfit that you have reminds me of Mai Shiranu. You know, King of Fighter.
Okay. I think it's a lot. So it's like it look like Chun-Li from some angles. Then after that it like
No, Chun-Li is Cheongsam all the way to the top. Mai Shiranu is the one with she's wearing red and the white color all the way down.
fan art.
Fan art. I like it. All you need is a fan. They complete the look.
Yeah, but no lah. This cosplay is from Demon Slayer. I think all the younger cosplayer anime people will know it. Yeah, I'm one of 3 wives.
What?
A man's dream.
Oh.
Imagine you have 3 wives. How you did?
3 times a headache, 3 times a suffering.
Hey, today she
3 times a pain. That's why I see those men with 4 wives. I'm like, wow, you really. Difficult. I don't know how you do it, but you did it. Okay, so today we're gonna have lots of. I think if I'm biased, if I should say so myself, when I was adding all the content in, I was like, wow, today's episode will be quite nice. I feel I do enjoy it myself. Sometimes we always have this. Most times we will end off with a confession. I feel that this time we may not have time for a confession because we got lots of stuff to talk about.
That's why when you text me just now, then after you ask me ready, no, I not ready. I need 1 hour. The face need to cook. Today gonna be long episode though. Yeah. 1 hour, maybe 2 hours. I don't know.
2 hours.
So I want to look nice, you know.
Yes.
Don't look like some zombie.
And thank you for the effort. You do look great. I know you take a lot of effort each time. People don't know the effort taken to dress up for housekeeping. I mean, I don't. I just this is my look. But I do take a lot of time to import from the content from what we have found into OBS, and I know you have taken time to search this content as well online, and of course, with you try to dress up for your fans each week. That takes about what, half an hour, 1 hour sometimes.
1 hour, so half an hour. I'm not goddess leh.
Wow.
I am a mortal trying to be a higher being every time I do this. Must use the inner qigong,
I think it's all worthwhile. Your fans will love it. Okay, so let's go on with our very first confession. This was something actually we talked about 2 weeks ago. We just didn't get a chance to air it, but I feel it's important enough to talk about that because, first of all, it's something that happened in Singapore. It's something that was rampant. It came out on mainstream news, and I think a lot of content creators have also covered it, but we have not covered it. And let us tell you our side of the story. But first, let's watch this video. So as you can tell, what we already know, this is ITE West.
Got a lot of what?
Cliff notes on what happened is that people started getting mass hysteria and got possessed in ITE West. So what you see on the ground just now were people, crowding around students who were possessed. So that's the premise of it. So of course, when it got onto the internet, people are saying, what could possibly happen? So the photos and the videos that were submitted to us were submitted by people who were working there or students who were in there. And of course, Supernatural Confessions, we got first-hand news on what went on. So we're going to talk a bit about that. I think, Belinda, you remember some of the things that we talked about 2 weeks ago. You want to share with us first?
Yeah, so at first I think the footage wasn't so clear. So for those people who never really don't know what's going on, don't know where to focus, so you should focus at the bottom left corner. Yeah, the bottom left corner, there is essentially I think about 3 groups of people trying to help out the students who they look like they were on the floor, definitely something's going on. Yeah, I think you can see roughly about 3 groups of people. Then they are trying to do I guess damage control or maybe some perhaps exorcism. I don't know, right? I wasn't there. So from this mass hysteria, I remember because one of the guys, he tried to do something, right? Tried to summon a jinn or invite a demon, and he has been actively trying to do this for weeks. Being a super pardon me, public nuisance, going around everywhere and then playing the music. I don't know what kind of music it is, but I believe it's inviting the spirit to embody into somebody's soul. So I guess the more spiritually sensitive people, they got hit the hardest. But sadly, the guy who invite the spirit in, I think he never, the spirit don't want to go inside him.
It was actually his best friend who got possessed.
Yeah, but not him. It's you cannot rejected by the person you invited. It's double step.
Okay, so according to mainstream news, what happened was there was a boy from ITE who was a member of the Kuda Kepang group. Kuda Kepang is the Indonesian Javanese ritual of riding a horse, a paper horse, a rattan horse, and then summoning, getting into a trance-like thing. So it was actually Kuda Kepang. It's contrary to popular belief, it is not banned in Singapore. It's just considered un-Islamic and therefore not widely promoted. But there are actually practitioners who are still practicing this form of heritage. So now it's considered a folk heritage to remember what it was like. So, and the idea of the Kuda Kepang practice is that the Kuda Kepang practitioner will be in trance, and then they can bite glass, they can whip themselves, they go into the horse, they are in trance mode. So I guess this guy was trying to call upon certain powers,
the
entities.
Yeah.
So he started playing the mantra. It wasn't just the first time he was playing multiple times, and people actually were aware of it. He was not hiding it. But just that one day, I can't remember which day, but within the week, something triggered, and then there was a mass hysteria happened around the vicinity of people who were sensitive to spirits.
Yeah, so he himself who invited the spirit never kena, but you see, they say cause people to go into this kind of state. And I believe when this kind of spiritual invasion happened, can you call invasion because they didn't allow the spirit to come in, right? So it's like an invasion of the privacy. It can be very tiring on the body.
Yes.
So if you don't even know whether the spirit will latch onto your body or hide somewhere, then after that manifest a few weeks or maybe years later. Wow. So it's in a sense, I feel like it's not very good for you to go and practice this like in a public setting. You do at your own home, you own self kena, nobody say anything lah. But you don't go around in school and then do this kind of thing, Oh, shame, shame.
Most teenagers, why they take on this spiritual path, and this is true anecdotal evidence of having dealt with possession case involving young people, right? Is that they want power. So they will actually some of them buy this mantra from Carousel. Buy from Carousel, then they will chant it. And apparently some of these mantras are real. So you can get like powers or luck or get women. And that's why they buy it, because it's to flex, to impress the girls, I suppose.
I got a bad joke. This one really dark humor.
Okay, what is it?
This is the equivalent of an Asian shooting. Asian school shooting. Nobody know you bring the gun to school, right? Wow, suddenly everybody kena. Bang, 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 bang.
In the Western culture, you have bringing guns to school and mass shooting. In Asia, you have mass possession, mass hysteria. I think I know which one I'd rather deal with. Deal with the hantu I can solve. Deal with bullets I cannot solve.
Okay. But in all, like overall wrap up the whole thing,
Yeah.
I believe he has a apology that he shared, right?
Oh yeah. I didn't really upload that video because but the more I look at it with his blurred face and his half-ass apology, I think he's not really sorry lah. He's only sorry he got caught.
Maybe after that his classmate all hump him, give him blanket party. Then he like mabuk halfway like, oh sorry. Maybe. That's my guess.
But the next video,
Don't come after me. I send the spirit back to you. I tell you.
Speaking of spirits and sending spirits, the possession case, not all of them are actually harmless. I think for the ITE case, it is quite harmless. But there are cases where it's extremely real. Now, the video that I'm going to play next, whoever sent it to me was adamant that it was a real exorcism. I cannot verify whether it's real or not. If it's actually from a video clip, please let us know in the comment section that this was actually from a movie, because the content looks very horrifying.
Oh my god, what is it?
Let's watch. Okay. So you can understand why I suspect that it might be a movie lah, because it's really well done.
But which culture is this from?
If I'm not wrong,
I heard.
if I'm not wrong, I think it's either the Malay or Indonesian culture. Because they use the egg, right? So what did you see? What at the start, right? What they did, like the pawan or the ustaz or the shaman will actually use the egg, wipe over the person's body. Okay, so that's that. What he's doing is to extract the bad energy from the person's body. He'll crack open the egg, and usually like blood will come out or needles will come out. So that's how they extract bad energy. But then in this case, the girl woke up. She still has something in her. You can see from her eyes, and then she drinks it back in. She wants to put the negative energy back inside her body. And what makes this video so real is that it looks like it's a homemade video cam. Moving in, you get this blur effect. Then of course this exorcism part lah, the whole exorcist thing. Have I heard of anyone being lifted off the bed while possessed? Yes. Have I seen
Oh,
it myself in this way? Uh, I think the closest that it came to was Melissa, that was based on my first book, but also not levitated off the bed lah.
so like then how is the Melissa being like?
Like when she lifted off the, when she arched her back and she lifted off the bed, it felt like she was being lifted up. Like when I tried to push her down, I couldn't. Or when she got out of bed and she wanted to jump off the balcony, I really had to clothesline her down. So the energy or the force of the person being possessed doesn't feel like it's her own and her own strength. It felt like something either using her as a
Something was
puppet
pulling
or
her.
yes, correct. So such behavior where the body contort and everything, that really happens during possession case. And then I don't, if you listen to the statics, right? Statics side from the speakers. So when a possession like this happen or manifestation happen, there'll be a huge spike of electromagnetic energy from the person's body, which will cause camera to malfunction, speakers to buzz, or even light to blow. Yeah. So, I mean, whoever who created this video, if at all, if it was a fake, knows
Was done well.
yeah, was done very well. But if it's not a fake and if it's a real exorcist act, wow, this is serious stuff.
For the egg thing, right? I know they have been using it in some cultures, not only the Asian side. I think the Angmo side, the what's it called? Wiccan witch, right?
Is it?
They also
Also,
use like the egg
huh? No, I don't know. I'm not sure
to
about
do
that.
the cleansing spell. They have a lot of egg spell. I don't know why eggs. Is it because like it's widely available, or is it because like it's like a pre-form of life
Oh, good.
before it became a chip,
I don't
right?
know. It's a good question. I've not really asked this, but
So
I
like
do know that
curious.
con artists also use eggs. So what they will do is they will poke needle into the egg. So they will just poke needle to egg so that when they crack, needles
It looked
will
like something,
yes.
right?
But there are cases where I've seen the Pawan actually tell us to bring our own eggs. So it's not eggs that's prepared by him. The patient or the family will bring their own eggs, and then he will use those eggs to cleanse. And then when he crack open, it will either turn black like this, or there are needles inside. So those I have
Needle.
seen. Yeah.
Needles like what? Like the susuk kind of needles or what?
Yeah, like also kind of needles. There's also one lady that had needle coming out from a private. So she went to the toilet and she had to
Oh my god.
pull the needle out. So these are things you can't fake, right? It's not from the momo
Yeah.
that brought it in. Not pleasant. Not pleasant.
Then those people they go hospital. If like let's say they X-ray or what, then definitely you can see all those things.
I don't know lah. There's one even
Very
came out
interesting.
with bone, and then she took the bone to the doctor, and the doctor said, I don't know what you're trying to show me, but if you're telling me that this really came out from you, I can tell you that from a medical professional point of view, this is not a human bone. And from where it came out of you, autonomically, this could not have happened. Then the doctor also said you should go and find your religious pastor to help you with this.
We should have confessions from doctor and nurses, please. I want to see all those kind of weird one. They never solve one.
I think out of,
Okay,
out
okay.
of professional confidentiality clause, they can't even tell you lah.
I stay in hospital, right? The past
Yeah,
like the few weeks.
yeah.
One of my visitor, I cannot say who,
Uh-huh.
okay, knows a person from that particular hospital,
Uh-huh.
right? So hospital is a place where a lot of weird shit happen,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay, I cannot verify the source, but the source tells my visitor that the hospital area that I stay in is one of the weirdest shit that happens. Then because they have so many like people with drug use, elderly people, very heavily concentrated this kind of people
Ah.
as compared to like the normal sick people, like from accident, from illness and stuff like that. They have a lot of elderly, a lot of like drug use, and I think a lot of like self-harm people, all the negative energy kind of people. Yeah, they have so much of this that they reject normal sick people. Those that are not very sick, like with high fever only.
Ah.
Usually like 42 degrees you go hospital
Yeah.
right? For long period of time. They will reject this kind of people because they got too many of the negative people.
Oh.
And then they don't know what to do with all this group of people because once they look like on the chart lah, they are like kind of okay, they will just send them home. Because very fast they will come back again.
So, we always wondered this, right? Like, if you are suffering from some form of spiritual affliction that looks like mental illness, but it's not mental illness, where do you go? A long time ago, I've heard from this lady called Esther Tan, who I believe she claims that she worked in Institute of Mental Health, and she claimed there's a particular block, like block 4, I believe, or ward 4, right? There is an area meant for people who the doctors and nurses know that they are not medically crazy, so they put them there. Now recently I got another confirmation from someone who's working also at IMH, and he says that he doesn't know about the block 4, but what he does know is that there are some cases where the family members actually disown their own family members who are exhibiting supernatural abilities. So those people, they cannot go to IMH because IMH says this is not a mental issue. This is called a behavioral issue. That's kind of like a code word.
Oh, it's classified differently, is it?
Yeah, it's like, oh, they're not mental, they are behavioral problem. So they go to another house, also within the IMH compound. So that behavioral issue, as opposed to a mental issue, is that catch-all term, I suppose, for people who are not quite normal, but also not clinically abnormal.
They don't need to be medicated lah, right? The modern medicine can't help them.
They just need to be removed
that's
from
probably what they
society.
say.
That's all. Yeah.
Isolated from society for their protection and for our protection.
Yeah. So I do believe that if you're talking about doctors and the government officials, I do believe that there is a belief,
Stories,
by these professionals that supernatural does exist, but I think for the purpose of not getting the public in a panic mode, all this is hush hush, all underground. And I don't think these people who are working there are allowed to talk, because I'm very sure if any of them approach SC and get featured, they probably lose their job.
Okay. So anybody go to IMH, maybe we can come and visit you.
Yeah, but you can tell me in private lah, totally anonymous. I won't even mention your name.
I ever once met this IMH nurse.
Yeah.
Okay, this person told me he's IMH nurse, but the way he articulate and he present himself, he feels like one of the patients inside. So I think all these things, like being in that kind of environment, slowly will change your, I don't know, the brain and all this kind of stuff. So if you are not clinically challenged,
Yeah.
what if the spiritual people go there? Then will they like level up?
Like you
Because
absorb some of this chi,
the spiritual
right?
energy.
Yeah. Okay, so from a spiritual practitioner standpoint, I think if you go to a place long enough, you kind of absorb it in lah, right? No matter how strong you are, you gotta be damn strong.
No choice, right? Everybody eat each other already.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of that, the next one I want to ask you, right? And this is actually not I ask you, like somebody else asking us, lah. From Elvin Kuhn 5 days ago, how do we know what mantras are young and what are in? Because we're talking about these hospitals and all that. These are generally very in. So when you go there, no matter how powerful you are, if it's an overwhelming of in energy, you tend to absorb it in as well, right? So then he's asking about what mantras are young and in, and more importantly, how you identify them. Also, why the supernatural things tend to haunt toilets. or IMH in this case. And our
This one, a lot of question all in
yeah,
one.
yeah, 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 yeah. All in one. He said maybe I'll check with ChatGPT. Please lah, ChatGPT ain't got nothing on us lah. You check us better, we tell you. Come. Okay. Belinda, you try.
GPT.
Yeah.
I think you should start your own AI for the hantu.
SCGPT.
Okay. First question. How do we know if the mantras are yang and yin? So usually mantras, I believe, they are passed down from spiritual practitioner or maybe the sifu, your gurus, and from people from long, 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 long time ago, lah, right? So I believe those that come from the temple itself. I don't know about other culture. I only can say about the Chinese, because that's what I'm more familiar with. I think the Chinese one, where they have the Buddhist kind of mantra. I think those are more yang. So I experience, when I go to Spotify, I play those kind of mantra, the Buddhist mantra, or when you go to someone's funeral, they happen to be Buddhist, they have the mantra, right?
Yeah.
Wow, that one gives me a headache. That one really, really give me a headache. Yeah, so I have the same effect also when I go to the Chinese temple. I think because they're more young in nature and I'm more yin in nature. So when I go to the hospital, I feel like I'm at home. Really.
People always
I
say this.
Netflix and
Yeah.
chill, at the hospital.
I think people tend to see yang as good and yin as evil. Like generally, yang is like bright, yin is underworld. So, but I think the that's not really an accurate way of looking at yin and yang. There is for every yang there's a very yin. There's yin for every yang, and you got to have both yang and yin. You cannot have all yang and all yin. It's not healthy for you. So, you very yang is considered very hot, right? So you're like hot tempered lah. You in Chinese to say like inside is 很热很烧 ah. Then yin is very
Very
cold.
tea.
Yeah. And male gender is yang, so female gender is yin. So you can call yourself a he, she, or however you want to identify yourself with. Spiritually, if you are born a female, you will have more yin energy. That's just how it is. So to know whether a mantra is yang or yin, I really can't tell you, but I can also say that
The feeling and the vibes of it.
I
Yeah,
don't know, like
because
some mantras are in, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. So I think what he's asking here is whether it's good or evil.
how I think for mantra, I think you have to be very careful because our words have powers, right?
yeah.
So no matter what you do, what kind of energy you are trying to attract is very important.
Yeah.
So if you are trying to, sabo someone's business, then you go and play in one. If you want to play for your house, you want something to be, more
Blessing,
homely,
yeah.
welcoming, play the young one, right?
And I also want to let you guys know, please don't just download a mantra and read it off, because what I've been told is that there are people deliberately putting wrong mantras out there for you to chant, thinking it's something good, but only to summon something else. It's like a deliberate act. There is this thing of trying to get as many innocent people chanting the wrong thing as possible. Like this is one boy I met, he chanted the wrong mantra and he got himself into a lot of shit. Because
I think it's a lot of like how the modern people can relate, like crypto mining. So a lot of those people also they give you like free stuff, or like they hack into your computer. They use your own computer and internet access to help them to mine the crypto.
yeah, maybe something like that, right? Like
Yeah,
use
so
you
it's
as a
something so
node.
it's something like that. Yeah, even though you don't know, then because you're using their so-called services, or they're using their mantra, then they so-called can tap into your energy.
This boy that chanted the wrong
So
mantra,
very dangerous, very
the
dangerous.
top part of the mantra sounds like from the Quran, sounds like it, but the last few lines they actually pervert the lines, or they switch the words around, or some of the words pronunciation is wrong. That's how they sort of Trojan
They
horse into
catch
your house.
yeah. So I guess anything the temple gives you, it should be fine lah. But anything you source online,
Yeah.
practice at your
Sus.
own. Practice with caution.
Yeah. Why do spirits haunt toilets? Because toilets dark, damp,
Dark, wet, damp.
and
Yeah.
considered dirty.
Cold.
Yes. Discarded young in nature. What's that? What's a discarded young in nature?
I don't know. Come.
Our discards. Our discard as in what? A karma. Is it come? Is it?
I don't know. Men got young ma, then when they discard their young in
Yeah,
nature,
so,
they...
so I mean that's what they say, right?
I don't understand the question.
The semen is the young energy. Then the women are
So you discard in the nature, you pee, is it? I don't know what's going on.
because it's nice and warm and yellow, is it? That's why it's young. I don't know lah.
Yucks.
You go check GPT that one.
Or maybe you can clarify with us, put more description or got example. Then we know.
Send
If
picture.
not, I cannot answer.
Okay, next
I don't
one.
want to send to you. Later he send wrong thing. I don't want to see his young energy.
Okay, so you know how I always talked about in the last many episodes, the seasons that we do housekeeping, that I have always a thing for Gothic girls.
The comment section 来了. Later they all come and say, hey, Eugene and his Gothic girl.
So I found this picture. You know where that Singapore is something called Hooters, where they wear like
Yeah.
short orange shorts and then wear tight
They
t-shirt.
originate from US, ma,
Yeah.
right?
They
The
serve very
US
good
one
buffalo
more-
wings and voluptuous lah.
Singapore one a bit.
Okay lah, my yum lah. I still appreciate. I appreciate the buffalo wings. But this one is not Hooters. This one is called Spookers. I
Very
would go to
nice.
this restaurant in a heartbeat. Guess what? A whole place full of Gothic chicks. Oh.
Okay. Next episode, if I feel like it, we go Gothic lah, huh?
Okay,
Then you
okay.
can feel the spookers.
Spookers. There'll be like a 3-hour long episode. Hey, Eugene, why aren't you stopping now? I just want to keep this show going.
3-hour special spookers episode.
But when you're dating a Gothic girl, you got to be careful because some Gothic girls might actually be practicing witchcraft. And if you break their heart, there'll be a price to pay. Just check out this other video.
Hey, how's your girl, man?
She left me.
Oh.
Yeah, my mom died too. And my dad got deported. But I got the van.
That's nice.
Yeah, right?
Hey, how's your girl, man?
So, in case you didn't catch that, it's I think this is actually a scene from Ant-Man. And he's talking about how his father died, his mother got deported, his life just went to shit, but he got the van. So, if you ever cheat on your Gothic girl who's a witch, there's a price to pay.
You know, some people get into motorcycle accident, but who knows?
Is it really an accident? Well, speaking
Oh,
of
no.
witchcraft, here's a sign that we found in someone said
A Walmart, I think.
Walmart. It's somewhere
Yeah.
in Walmart. You know the this one is where you lower this little platform, you put your baby there to change the diaper in a handicap
So
toilet.
place trials here to sacrifice. I think the sacrifice also spelled wrong. Is it?
Sarah,
It's why got L one.
Americans lah. Cannot spell.
But they cannot
Scarifier.
spell, but they can draw the pentagram.
Don't know what you summon also. Wrong spelling also. The wrong kind of demon come down. Demon also cannot come down. Belial become don't know what spelling. Satan become Satan. Set.
Santa Claus.
Yeah. All right. So, and going along the lines of witchcraft and funny things, well, in some park, I don't know where this is, but there's a piece of wood with 2 handprint. It says, place your hand here and count to 10 and let the fairies take your worries away.
Super sus. I think the fairy will take me away. I'm my own worry.
Would you do it? Would you not do it? I don't know. For me to place my hand there, I please have to be in a very odd position with my butt sticking out.
I know.
Maybe they don't mean fairies as the real fairies. They mean like a fairy.
Ew. Oh my
Let the
god.
fairy take your worries away, baby. Maybe that's what they meant.
Well, what if you place your hands there, it's like, please take my boyfriend worry away, and then you vanish.
The problem's gone. All right. And have you ever actually asked gods for favor before? Like when you pray and pai pai. Have you?
Have lah, definitely. Everybody will have.
What
But
do
they
you-
never grant my wish one. So I like, you know what? I take care myself.
What do you usually wish
Nobody
for?
nobody hit my hearing. Help me, help me. Nobody help me.
So poor thing. Ayo, I tell you, you never
You,
me.
you, you they answer your prayers, huh?
Not for me lah. I never lah. But I
Oh,
think
you never ask at all?
I never ask for favors from gods. I don't know. I feel so
Like
bad
you
asking
bye
for favors.
bye or something?
But you see, okay. So all along, I've always been told not to ask people for favors. Generally, that's my upbringing. My parents tell me, don't ask people for favors, don't ask for money. So even when I run businesses, I have a problem going to banks and taking loan because it's like asking for money. It's just a mindset.
Okay.
So when I go
Yeah.
to temple, right, then it's like I want to ask for favor. Then I feel that the God like you got
Feel
study,
bad.
you never study hard. You want to ask for favor. Oh, never come to temple 临时抱佛脚. Then now you come ask for favor. So I feel very paiseh. So I always like
Yeah.
you just help me where you can lah.
But sometimes I feel like if they never help you, it might be a blessing in disguise lah. Because like you were maybe meant for other stuff. Then after that, if they never help you, means that if they would have helped you, maybe your path would have differed lah. So to keep my own sanity, why they don't want to help me? That's the excuse I give
It's like
myself.
your own consolation. Just
I was like,
meant to
maybe
be.
I'm meant for greater good.
This suffering can only be good for me.
The suffering made me stronger, like super dilulu. It's like what doesn't kill me make me stronger.
If you're thinking about asking for favors and you're wondering what God is responding like and how he looks, well, watch this video.
不，
只要不找我借钱都方便。
帮我找个对象呗。
你借多少？
20万，
你想找个啥样的？
高的、帅的、富的，25岁以下的。
你把卡号给我，我给你转过去。
好嘞。
喂，
Okay, so the joke here is, I think this is probably Buddha lah, right? So Buddha say, what do you want to wish for? She said, I want $250,000. Then she asked, like, is there anything else you want? Then, like, you want to, $250,000 might be too much to give. Like, she's like, I want a tall, handsome, rich boyfriend. And then Buddha went, yeah, just give me your card number. I transfer money to you.
They try their best lah. Okay, they try their best to grant your wishes.
Yeah. I always ask sometimes, I always wonder, like, people who ask for 4D, right? Like, if I give you, then wouldn't that... Well, I mean, like, if everyone asks for 4D, how do I make everyone's wish come true? This is a whole Bruce Almighty concept, right? Remember Bruce Almighty when he was a god? You watch the show? Then
Yeah, I watch.
people will email him or people will ask for wishes, he'll get it as email, right? Then he's like, wow, every day, like, thousands over email, millions
So
of
many,
Then he
right?
just say yes to all. And the whole world just collapses.
So-
Because you cannot have everyone having their wishes come true.
Granted. I have a story for you too.
Ah.
From someone who wished for something
Oh.
that they shouldn't have.
Oh.
So I know this person.
Ah.
Is from like a folk tale lah. It's like a warning tale for me not to ask for wishes. Right. So this lady, she went to the temple because she was so desperate to have a child. She and her husband has been trying to ask for the child. Then after that, then they go to the a certain Buddhist temple. I don't know which god is it because it was way before I was born lah.
Okay.
So they went to this temple and then after that they pray, please give me a child. Like anything, I will do anything for you. I will do anything for you. Like please give me a child. It's like a desperate plea, a desperate wish. And then soon they were pregnant. Okay, so after that, they were excited, preparing for the baby and stuff like that. And then it was a baby girl. And then after that, when they go to the hospital, it's time for the delivery. The baby girl came out. Her whole face, 80% of her face is with a birthmark, red color. So, very ominous already, right, to begin with. Okay, so birthmark is also believed in some cultures that, that's how you die. or it's something traumatic that happened to you, you know. So it's a very ominous thing. So they feel like, you know, okay, look on the bright side. She's a girl, but she cannot go around with her face 80% with this red birthmark, right? So what they do the LASIK for her lah, you know, to kind of clean off. And then now her face doesn't have the birthmark anymore. But soon later, you know, where she's developing as a child, they realize that she has something of like a development problem. You know, she is not responsive to people's question. She's not you know, developing like a normal child. And then they decide to bring her to the hospital, you know, to do a checkup, you know, what's wrong with her, you know, is this gonna go away? And then she was diagnosed with autism. So she is a very, very silent type of autism that she doesn't speak at all. So a few times I've met her throughout the years. We have very, very little interaction. She is about the same age with me lah, but we have very, very little interaction. But the few times I met with her, she really put the belief in me that spiritual things do happen. So there was one time, my grandma, she passed away a few years ago.
Yeah.
And then after that, she came up to me. This girl came up to me and then she told me, "You got no friends." Then after that, I was thinking, I just broke up with my friend group, but I didn't tell anybody. I didn't even post it on social media. So there's no way that she will find out. She just walked away, you know.
So weird.
And she's the silent kind of autistic. She doesn't talk. Yeah. Then another time, you know, when she was just around, then we were at a party. Then after that, she doesn't talk to anybody. So when her mom, you know, introduced her, "Hey, see, come, like, you know, socialize, talk more."
Yeah.
And then after that, she looked at me. She didn't talk. And then immediately I like, oh, okay, I know what she want. Y'all got green tea? Then I was like, oh, we just ran out of green tea. Then I like, why I have this thought that she want green tea? So I went to her mom. Hey, maybe we can get something for her to drink. Oh yeah, she like to drink green tea. Maybe you can get green tea for her. I like,
Wow.
she talked to me mentally. I like having a meltdown. Yeah. Then after that, there's a few times she do a lot of weird stuff lah. But like, to me, it's like I cannot explain it. Can you explain it? I don't think the doctors can explain it.
I mean, this kind of indigo child or special child, I believe they exist lah. But how is she now? I mean, she's your age. Is she working or she's dependent on entirely on the family?
No. She recently went to the IMH. Yeah, so maybe at block 4.
I asked Esther.
Okay, but jokes aside, then she nobody told her about, you know, the temple story, like how her mom went to pray and her parents really like desperately want her. And then after that, because she's the only child, and then they were very, very fearful, like, you know, what's gonna happen to my daughter after I'm not here, you know. Normal parent worries, right? Because there's no way you can plan for this. Right? I don't think there's any like organization or home without any like concurrent recurring payment in the future will take on the responsibility of this adult. Right? So they were very worried, and then they were looking into homes, and then they were looking into what are the options they have. And then this girl, even though she did finish school, but she went to special needs school, so, you know, what's ability, whether she can actually read or not, or whether she can understand, we do not know lah. And then all of a sudden, she just stare at her mom, and then she say, "You cannot give me away. You have to take care of me for the rest of your life because you wish for me."
Whoa.
Goosebumps, immediately goosebumps, I tell you. Then nobody told her this story.
Yeah, she knows. I think
She knows. I was like, oh my god, she knows.
Speaking of which, this one is an old story that was told to me. This is also from Esther. There was one guy in IMH that the nurses, when they were, he's not crazy. They were told like, when you bring him his food and all that, please don't look at him in the eye. So there was this new nurse on duty. She's like, okay, this guy is there. He's this gentleman. When you go in, you just leave your food there. Don't talk to him. Just leave, right? So she's very curious, like, why are you telling me this? So when she went in, she put down the food. The man was like, obviously, like, very polite. Oh, thank you for the meal. How's your day? You are new here. Start conversation lah. So she was like, if I don't look at him, would it be very rude? Like,
Yeah, because people try to talk
all
to you,
warnings
right?
aside, like, it's considered rude, right? Like, if someone talk to you, don't look them in the eyes, you just run off. So she turned and she looked at him, and he could tell her name, everything about her. Yeah, in that one sitting. Then she was so freaked out, she left. So the problem with him was that when he knows about all this, he just cannot keep it to himself. He will want to tell you. So that's what makes him crazy. That's what makes people fearful of him.
Oh my God, can you imagine, like, you just met somebody and then after it's like, you're gonna die the this day.
Yeah,
you have to be careful.
Something
Avoid
like
the color red. Be careful of the raccoon. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like what raccoon?
What? Yeah. So it freaks people out. But yeah, these are people with gifts. Yeah. Whew, okay.
So, I don't know. Maybe I'll get some updates from the lady once in
Yeah.
a while. But I feel very sympathetic for her
So
situation.
remember I mentioned just now there's a building in IMH that is not mental, right? It's for
Block 4.
behavioral. No, I don't know what. The behavioral one. The other department. Where the parents or the family member don't want this person at home. So let's say the parents are dead, like you asked me just now what happened to her, she'll likely be put into that particular department.
Yeah, unfortunately lah.
Ooh, the next one, I don't know what is it. I put the title as Should Stay in Temple, but I have no idea what it is. Let's watch. Oh, this one I know. So, I think you shared this, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I love this video. It's like
Okay, let's watch.
So it's a monk, if nobody can recognize the outfit. It's a monk from a Chinese temple.
Yeah, he's just walking. He's seeing people fighting, kissing. He's like, ayo.
Drinking,
Dancing,
partying.
yeah, debauchery.
It's like all the human scenes.
Sansai,
I should have just stayed in the temple.
Yeah. I was just thinking about this evening. I was walking away for dinner, right? Like my own personal lifestyle, how I grew up, and then I was always wondered, like some people, like my last confessor Danish last week Friday, where I showed this Malay boy. He was 19 years old. He's really taking on his father's role in being a spiritual master, healer, and at the age of I think 4 or 5, when other kids are asking for toys, he's asking for a flower, right? Maybe jasmine flower, just like prayer flower.
For spiritual purposes lah, is it?
I mean, he has a gift lah. He's just born with it lah. So for him, because he started off taking on this role as a spiritual practitioner from a very young age, he has to live a life of purity lah. So he's a teenager now. He's in army, but he doesn't go drink, doesn't go smoke, doesn't have like female strings of female companions.
The average teenage
Basically,
experience.
he doesn't do this lah. Okay, he doesn't do all this lah, right? So I've always wondered, could I have led the same path? Because I'm now, moving towards the spiritual side of my training, but I think in my 20s and 30s, there's no way any spirits or devas will come to me and go like, yeah, this guy is a chosen one. Like for me, like with all that drinking, that partying, that late night debauchery, is like probably
I don't know.
tainted.
Maybe a ing god will take you on.
Maybe.
But like, I like your attitude. Let's go.
Yeah, but then I'm not into the whole. I'm into gothic girls, but I'm not into the whole satanic ritual thing. So maybe there's a bit of a conflict there.
The next day you wake up, tired.
Yeah, sheesh. Like, I want a gothic girl. I want a gothicness minus the witchy part of it. Can?
Then after that, then you see her sitting on top of you. Instead of it being sexy, she hold a dagger.
Hey, I show you a picture of me being goth one.
Have, I see.
Have you seen it before?
Yeah, you throw me after you paint your fingernail black, but you tell me.
Yeah, I did. I recently I just found my old photos again. I was like, wow, this was, where is it? Okay, I can't find it in my album now. Not sure where is it. Oh, there. Okay. You want to see? I show you all. Hold on. Okay. This is me.
Oh my god. Hey, this one very the chemical romance, Panic at the Disco era.
emo goth. Then
Got blood some more.
yeah.
Go for the maximum effect, you.
Yeah. Poser goth. Anyway, those were the
Classic.
days. Yeah.
Classic golf.
Okay. Moving on from that, next one. Wow, we are running out of time. Should we go for
I
part?
tell you, we can do 3 hours special. Then after it just boom until next week already.
We go for part 2 lah, huh? Shall we?
Can.
Start off for part
Okay,
2.
I think we haven't even covered half of our content, you know.
Okay.
We got so much content.
I think we're just at half now. Every week we skip, right? I tell you, it will backlog on.
Pow and pow. Okay.
Okay, I show you one more of my semi golf mode before we end off this part 1 for part 2, huh?
Can.
This one was me trying to look. Oh my god.
Ayo! Hey, this one look like the... Oh shit, I forgot his celebrity name. Who are the Angelina Jolie husband? Brad Pitt, is
Brad
it?
Pitt. Oh. Well.
Oh.
Yeah, this was me with blonde hair, and then I was going for the whole Count Dracula stuff, like, trying to be dark and mysterious.
But the blonde hair give off the vibe is like, you are my fire.
The one desire. Oh yeah, I look like boy band, huh? Tell me why ain't nothing but a heartache.
You don't look like the blonde hair lah. And the mysterious emo vibe.
Oh boy. Okay, so we'll come back for part 2 on housekeeping. Stay tuned.
See ya.
What did you find?
You are listening to Supernatural Confessions.